Don't worry, Siren. We'll pull you up. Come on, pull.
Holy mackerel!
Siren.
Why wouldn't you listen?
I do. My love.
It's a miracle. It's better than a miracle. These photos are going to pay for my early retirement.
Oh my God! I told you! I knew there was something off with that girl! She's not even a girl! She's a freaking fish!
She's a mermaid. She's gonna drown.
I don't think so, Miguel. It looks like she can swim better than any of us.
Careful, Miguel. Look, I can't let anything happen to her.
Oh, look, if you're here to stick up for your buddy Luis, just save it, all right?
I'm only gonna say one thing. He did not sleep with Fancy, all right?
Oh, yeah? Then why, when I asked her point blank, did she not deny it? That's answer enough for me.
You know, did it ever occur to you maybe you ticked her off so badly that she didn't care whether you jumped to the wrong conclusion or not?
Look, I don't want to talk about this anymore, okay? Not with you, not with anyone. If you'll excuse me, I have some things to do.
No. Hold on. I'm going to give you one more reason why I know there's nothing going on with Luis and Fancy, all right? It's because Luis will never give up on Sheridan. She is the love of his life. Always has been, always will be. He loves Sheridan. He is not in love with her niece, Fancy.
No offense, Teresa, but I am sick of talking about love and fate and soulmates. I don't believe in any of that gunk anymore.
Yeah, you know, I guess I don't blame you. I mean, I thought I found the key to uncovering Ethan's sham of a marriage to Gwen. You know, I had the proof practically right in my hands, but did Ethan believe me? No, of course not. No, he chose to believe Gwen's lies over me telling him the truth.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Most men aren't worth it.
They don't deserve us. And here we are, in one of the most romantic cities in the world, in a phenomenal hotel suite. With each other. Okay, so what do you want to do? You want to get out? I want to go out. Let's go. Let's go. What do you want to do?
I want to do something that counts for a change. Yeah, I want to put my life on the line.
You found the chalice. Can you see it?
It's beautiful. It's like nothing I've ever seen in my life.
Describe it to me. What does it look like?
Is this what I think it is? Is this the Holy Grail?
Just tell me what it looks like.
It's pure gold covered with brilliantly colored stones.
Describe them.
There are diamonds, rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. It's way more beautiful than I've ever dreamed.
Praise be. The power and glory. It's finally mine. With this chalice, I will rule the world.
Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are my passion for life.
When my sister and I were little, our parents took us to New York to see the great museums, and I've seen beautiful paintings, sculptures, precious antiquities, but I've never before seen anything like this. It's an object, yeah, but I don't know, it just has this glow about it. Something spiritual, almost otherworldly. And I know this might sound crazy, but it's as if It represents the meaning of life itself.
Let me see it. The answer to everything that matters. I have to have it. I need to touch it, to keep it.
Have a seat. Let me fill you in, all right? Listen. You were away from Harmony when Luis and Sheridan met. They fell in love. I was there.
Well,
okay?
good for you.
Look, to use one of Teresa's overused expressions, Noah, they're soulmates.
You know, I'm pretty sure that that's not what Luis was thinking as he was making time with his soulmate's niece.
He was not making time with Fancy. Luis has risked his life to save Sheridan's God knows how many times. And the only reason he's here in Rome is for Sheridan and that little boy that they share.
Look, I hate to break it to you, all right? But the other half of this soulmate couple, she's married to another man and expecting his child. Now, you might have been there when things were lovey-dovey and rosy, Ethan, but things have changed. Life has happened.
No, life has happened to Sheridan and Luis plenty of times, okay? And no one and nothing, including one of them getting married to someone else, has ever kept the two of them from finding their way back to each other.
You know, I don't mean to be insulting or anything, but you're really beginning to sound like Teresa now. I think her fairy tale logic is contagious or something.
Look, I'm just telling you how it is, man. All right? And if you don't want to face the facts, that's fine. But I am completely convinced that Luis and Sheridan, they're going to be together. It's just a matter of time.
So you're telling me that Sheridan is, in fact, the type of woman who would dump the father of her new baby, not to mention leaving his other child motherless?
No, of course not.
Look,
but
Ethan, I appreciate whatever it is you're trying to do here, this pep talk, but the facts of the situation are that Sheridan has moved on. And from the looks of things, Luis has moved on too. Now, that may not sit well with you. That's just the way it is. I saw them, Ethan. I saw the way that Fancy was lying in Luis's arms. And nothing you can say will change that.
Wait, what do you mean you want to put your life on the line? You're not, like, talking about killing yourself or something.
No. God, I'm depressed, but I'm not suicidal. No, what I was talking about was doing something worthwhile with my life for a change.
Okay, like what?
Well, you're gonna say it's crazy, or at the very least, unthought out.
Why don't you try me?
I want to help my Aunt Sheridan and Luis.
With what?
Catching Beth, rescuing Marty from her, helping Luis get his son home to his real mom.
No, absolutely not, Fancy. Beth tried to kill you because she thinks you're in love with my brother. No, she wants you dead. She hates you.
Which is exactly why I'm the perfect person to lure her out of hiding. Nobody else can trick her into coming out.
No, you know, you're right. This is crazy, okay? Luis, he's already on her trail, Fancy, and so is Interpol. What do you think you could do that they couldn't?
Act as bait.
Well, that would be...
Putting my life on the line, yes, for good cause. I risk my life in order to save little Marty's. It makes perfect sense to me.
Miguel! Oh my God, why hasn't he come up for air?
He's trying to save Siren, Kay.
She doesn't need to be saved. She's a fish for crying out loud. She can swim.
So you believe it?
What?
But old man Carl said that she's a mermaid?
Call her whatever you want. She's got a huge flopping fishtail. She's probably got gills for lungs too. But he doesn't. He could drown trying to save her.
As long as I get it all on film.
I wouldn't worry too much, young lady. That mermaid can swim underwater forever.
I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about him. He has been down there way too long.
What are you doing?
I'm going in to find him.
Kay, the hell you are. You're not going anywhere. Listen, Miguel can take care of himself, and he can get Siren out as well.
Siren doesn't need any help. She's a fish. For all we know, she's got him in the water trying to drown him so she can keep him down there with her forever.
You're not saving anyone, Kay. Miguel's a strong swimmer, and so is Siren. They'll be okay.
She might be okay, but not him. Now let me go.
Not on your life. If anyone's going in, it'll be me. First, we're gonna give them a chance to save themselves.
They want to be saved.
What did you say? You keep muttering things under your breath.
Did you ever think about her name?
Siren?
Maybe they don't teach the Greek legends in school anymore. They used to. Sirens would do everything they could to lure sailors onto their rocks. Sailors never made it back home. Maybe Miguel would rather stay down there with her and not come back at all.
Noah, you got it all backwards.
You know, why don't you worry about your life, and I'll worry about mine.
You didn't even give Luis a chance to explain, all right?
Do you think I'd actually believe that he didn't make love to her after what I saw?
Noah, he didn't.
Look, this is probably why he volunteered to protect her after Fancy wouldn't let me do it. Okay? He's had his eye on her from the start.
That is bull, all right? He offered to take care of Fancy because he's taking that threat that Teresa got seriously.
Great, and now her life is in even more danger because of Luis.
It is not Luis's fault that Beth thinks that they're involved, okay? Beth has tried to kill Fancy once before. That's why Luis doesn't want to leave Fancy's side.
So we're talking like the Italian version of The Bodyguard here. You know, I didn't like that movie the first time around.
You are impossible. You're just gonna believe what you want to believe, aren't you?
You know, that's not true. I never would have thought that I'd get stabbed in the back by Luis Lopez Fitzgerald.
Noah, you didn't. You know, you're not the only one that Luis promised to take care of Fancy. He promised Sheridan that, too.
Oh, isn't that convenient, considering the only thing he ever wanted to do was jump Fancy's bones?
Oh, my God. I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you.
That makes two of us, brother. Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Okay, but you didn't see what I saw. The way Fancy was lying in Luis's arms, the way she snuggled up against him. That's the way she used to snuggle up against me. You know, I know love when I see it.
This is the craziest thing I've ever heard, Fancy.
And that's saying something coming from you, Teresa.
Well, yeah, maybe, but come on. I don't make a habit of, like, parading myself in front of homicidal maniacs who hate my guts.
I'm not gonna let Beth kill me, or even come close to killing me for that matter.
She almost succeeded, Fancy, when she, smothered you with a pillow, and my brother was in the next room.
But she didn't. And I'm not gonna let things get that far again. All I wanna do is lure her out into the open so someone else can nab her and we can save little Marty.
And where do you plan on doing this?
Out in public, where I'll be perfectly safe.
Okay, so are you gonna wear like a bullseye that says, shoot me here and place it over your heart? No way, I'm not gonna let you do this.
You can't stop me. And I don't even know why you'd want to. Marty's your nephew.
Yeah, he is, Fancy, and I would love nothing more than to bring him home for Sheridan's sake, for my mother's sake, for everyone's
sake. Well, then don't
sake.
try to stop me.
I won't have to. Sheridan will.
Well, she won't know until Marty's home with her, safe and sound.
Luis will stop you.
He doesn't have to know either.
He's your bodyguard, Fancy. I'm his sister, and I'm going to tell him right now.
No, please don't. Please don't. I want to do this. I need to do it. I have to.
What's going on with you? I mean, what is really prompting you to do this?
Your hands, they're burned.
Not to worry.
How could that possibly happen? From you reaching for the chalice in virtual reality?
It is showing us just how powerful the chalice really is. Stronger than anything else in the world.
Yeah, but why would you get burned reaching for the chalice when you're doing God's work? You're lying to me. You've been lying to me this whole time. You're not doing God's work here. You're not a holy man at all. You're evil. You brought me here to Rome so that I could do your evil work for you. No, I won't do it. I'm going home right now.
No such thing! You will do what I tell you to.
You're hurting my arm.
You
please.
cannot go home until the mission is complete.
Yes, I can. I can if you're evil. I thought you were doing good here. I only agreed to help you because I thought you were doing God's work.
That is true, my child.
Well, then why do you act the way you act sometimes? Not like a man of God at all. And why, when you go to touch the chalice, does it burn your hands when you're trying to do God's work and defending him from evil?
Because although the chalice is beautiful, it is still an inanimate object. It has no way of judging whether I am friend or foe. But those who would use it to perform evil are working within the church itself. They have but one goal: to destroy the church and everyone who seeks to protect it. That is why we must not let the doubts and fears we sometimes have stop us from completing this sacred mission.
How do I know whether I can believe you or not?
I have already shown you my disfigured face. It wasn't always like that. God's enemies punished me for trying to stop them.
Then what you're telling me, it's true.
Of course it is. You must have more faith, Whitney. We need it now more than ever before. Time is running short. We have to retrieve the chalice before the evil ones get to it.
Look, I know I've asked you this before, but why? Why, of all the people in the world, would you choose someone like me?
Because of your anguish over your mortal sin.
Sleeping with my half-brother and having his child.
Yes. As vile as your sin against God has been, our Heavenly Father, our forgiving Father, has decided that you and your soul are worth redeeming. He is giving you a second chance. But of course, it is up to you. You can take it or spit in God's face.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to do penance for my sins.
Then you must complete the mission. You must help me get into the Pope's chamber so that I can get the chalice. The entire future of the church rests on your shoulders.
Look, they were just sleeping. How can you come to the conclusion that Luis is in love with Fancy?
I know what I saw, Ethan.
There's no talking to you about this, is there? I give up.
Finally.
No, you know what? I don't give up, because there's one more thing I gotta say to you. You really hurt Fancy horribly. And it looks like you're pretty devastated by her so-called betrayal. So, if these feelings run so deep between you two, why the hell did you break up?
I made a mistake a long time ago, and recently it came back to haunt me.
I don't understand. So why would Fancy be mad at you for something that happened before you even met?
Because I can't tell her about it.
That's all that has come between you? Then why don't you just go to Fancy, explain to her what happened?
Because
Noah?
I can't, Ethan. Because if I did, her life would be over.
I want to help my Aunt Sheridan and Luis. They've been through so much. Why wouldn't I do anything in my power to help them save their little boy and reunite their family?
Fancy, I mean, it's very noble of you. But Sheridan made it very clear to Luis that even if he did bring Marty home, she wasn't going to leave Chris.
I know, but even so, Luis needs to find his son for his own sake. Especially if Sheridan doesn't come back to him. He'll need Marty more than ever.
Oh, you're right. I mean, no matter how bad things get in my life, it's my children who hold me together in the end.
So you'll help me try to flush out Beth.
Fox, let go of me. You heard what Mr. Jackson said. Siren could drag Miguel to the bottom of the ocean floor and not let him up to breathe.
You know, I hate to say this, but Miguel has been down there a long time. This may not be a rescue mission anymore.
What do you mean?
Could be search and recovery.
No!
Over here!
Thank God he's alive.
One. Got it.
Got it?
Are you all right? You were down there for so long.
I had to save Siren.
But why? She can swim. She's a fish.
Look,
What happened to your tail? What'd you do with it?
Well,
Oh, don't even try to deny it. We all saw it. The photographer's got pictures of it.
I wasn't going to deny it. You're right, Kay. I did have a tail, or rather a fin. You've heard of mermaids, haven't you?
then you admit it? You're a mermaid?
She doesn't have any choice. She knows she can't lie since we just saw her fishtail not even 10 minutes ago with our own eyes. There's no getting out of it now, Siren. Hope you realize that. Now do you think she's weird?
I didn't say I was a mermaid. I just asked if you knew what one was.
Look, I don't understand, Siren.
Mermaids aren't real. I don't know what you think you saw out there all those years ago.
I saw you.
Sorry. I wish I could say it was me, but as far as I know, mermaids are made up in storybooks and people's imagination.
Okay, you can't weasel your way out of this, not after what we just saw.
But wouldn't it be wonderful if they were real? But I'm convinced they're the stuff of old fishermen's tales.
Okay, the only tail around here is your fish fin.
Kay, I can't believe you thought it was a real fin. It was part of my costume.
What costume?
I thought since we were doing a photo shoot on a water theme that I would try something a little different. It may sound kooky, but I thought it would be fun to look like a mermaid. Did you really like it?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Huh. Great idea.
You know, not only is she beautiful, but she has a great imagination. You know, you are really something else.
So you and your ex, this Maya, you witnessed a shooting when you were back in school.
Yeah, except we were too freaked out to tell anyone. I mean, Maya was convinced that the killer would retaliate, and so I let her convince me not to tell anyone.
Ooh, bad idea, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, but we were young. I mean, I thought this whole thing was over and done with, part of the past, until Maya came back to Harmony. Yeah, she was being threatened by this strange woman, Lena.
And she's got you roped in to trying to find this guy who shot her partner in the attic that night.
You got it.
All right. Why can't you explain all this to Fancy?
Because Lena made it abundantly clear that her life would be in danger. But look, it's much bigger than just Lena and Maya now.
How so?
The FBI's involved. Yeah, and they have us, Maya and I, they have us pretending to work for Lena when in fact we're working for the FBI. They want to catch Lena in the act and arrest her along with some really bad associates of hers.
All right, wait. Are you telling me that the only reason you're here in Rome is to play double agent?
Yeah, something like that. And You know, Fancy can't find out or her life would be in extreme danger.
I'm trying to digest all this, Noah. Look, I still don't understand why you have to act like you're romantically involved with this Maya person.
It's part of the ruse, that's all. You know, the thinking was that Fancy would be so upset that she'd steer clear of me and she wouldn't find anything out, and therefore she wouldn't be in any danger.
Well, you certainly accomplished the first part. I mean, she's mad as hell at you now.
Yeah, only I'm such a jerk that I thought once this whole thing was over with, I could just go to her and explain, you know, and then I'd be able to win her forgiveness and pick up right where we left off.
If only she knew that you were doing this to protect her and that you had loved her all along.
It's too late for that, Ethan. She's over me.
Please give me your word you won't try to stop me, Teresa.
I hate this, Fancy. I mean, come on. My brother, he told me that I need to look out for you, okay? I can't just let you, like, run around the streets with Psycho Beth on the prowl. I mean, he would kill me.
Well, not if I smoke Beth out into the open so he can be reunited with his son. He will thank you forever, Teresa. Anyway, it doesn't matter what you say. I have to do this.
Okay, what's this plan of yours? Are you gonna, like, I don't know, run around the piazza all day long and hope that Beth jumps out of the shadows and, like, takes a pot shot at you? Come on.
Of course not. I just want to draw Beth out, make her think she can hurt me, while secretly there'll be people in place who can swoop in at the last minute before she does anything to me.
It sounds risky, Fancy.
Well, anything worthwhile is risky. Isn't that how you've always run your life?
Yeah, but...
Well, then give me some credit here. Thank you, Esme.
What's that?
Something my sometime friend Esme gave me. An invitation to a gallery opening tonight. Very posh. Once I RSVP, word will get around, then I'm going.
Okay, well, I have heard that, you know, people have this insatiable appetite for whatever a crane does.
So, I'll make sure word gets around that I'm going. And I already know that Beth's familiar with the place. I mean, Louise chased her there once.
Okay, so you think that Beth will really show up even with, like, high society types and photographers?
Beth is crazy as a June bug, isn't she?
Yeah?
So, I'm sure she'll see this as a opportunity to remove me from Louise's life forever.
Well, yeah, you could be right. I mean, I guess if Beth thinks that you and Louise are an item, yeah, it would be a perfect way to lure her out into the open.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I just don't know if I can do this. I mean, this is such a huge responsibility.
Which is why you must not back down, Whitney. You are the chosen one. You are God's choice. Unless you want to disobey our Heavenly Father's will.
No.
Because only a true believer, only a true defender of the church is worthy of such an important mission. We must remove the chalice from its place so that the evil ones can't steal it.
How? How are we going to be able to do that? It's so well hidden and well protected.
Put on your virtual reality headset.
Do you see it? Is it still in its secret place?
Yeah, it's right here.
Excellent. Now reach for it. See what happens.
I don't want to get burned like you did.
You won't. You are the innocent, God's chosen one. Go ahead. Touch it.
What is it?
What's going on?
Look, I tried to put my hands on the chalice like you asked me to, but then some alarm went off, and now I hear people coming.
No doubt the Swiss guards who protect the Vatican. Pull your hand away from the chalice.
Well, I'm trying to do that, but they're stuck in some sort of force field or something.
Pull it away down.
What's going on? I can't even reach for the chalice in the virtual reality world without bringing on the guards.
Apparently not.
Then there's no way I'm going to be able to retrieve it in person.
Oh, you will find a way to get the chalice in the real world, Whitney. You have to.
Listen, you've got to go to the authorities here in Rome. All right? This woman, Lena, she's blackmailing you.
I can't go to the authorities. I can't tell them anything. I can't tell anyone anything.
You just did.
Yeah, well, maybe that was a mistake. I couldn't walk around with it anymore. Oh, you have to swear to me you're not going to tell Fancy anything. I mean, she could be killed if she knows anything about this.
I won't tell Fancy anything, but I wish you would.
Oh, come on, what difference does it make now?
Honestly, I think a lot.
I'm glad you're my half-brother, Ethan. I always liked you, even when I thought you were a crane. But that doesn't mean you know anything.
Maybe I don't. But, tell you what I do know. I can back you up with Fancy when this whole thing is over. I can tell her that you were just pretending with Maya in order to protect her.
It's too late for that now. You know, the worst part is that this is my fault, you know? That I pushed Fancy away because I couldn't be straight with her. I pushed her into Luis's arms.
Thank you, Teresa. It'll be so much easier to pull this off with your support.
Fancy. Oh, Fancy. I didn't say that I would, back you up on this.
But you just admitted my going to the art opening would be a perfect plan to flush out Beth.
Yeah, it would be perfect, but I can't be okay with you just making yourself a target practice for a twisted, jealous maniac.
I know what Beth is capable of. Trust me, I hate that it seems that I'm related to her.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but I don't care. She deserves to be caught and put away forever, and tonight is the ideal opportunity. Teresa, if you won't do this for me, do this for your brother's sake.
Oh, Fancy, that's not fair.
I know I'm desperate, but all I want to do is help Luis get his son back. I have to do this for him, Teresa. I just do.
If that fin and those scales were a mermaid costume, then where is it? Where's your damn fish suit now?
I don't have it.
Well, don't you have to return it to the costume rental shop?
No,
Why not?
because I didn't rent it. I bought it.
So where is it?
It drowned. When I fell out of the net into the sea, the costume filled up with water and started dragging me down with it.
I knew you were in trouble.
No wonder you were down there for so long.
I tried to wriggle out, but the zipper got stuck, and I was afraid I was gonna run out of air. Miguel came along and found me just as I got rid of the costume. Thank God he did, or I would have drowned. You saved my life. You're my hero.
Kate, what's the matter with you?
Why do you keep asking me that? I told you, Siren. You saw her tail. It wasn't a fake.
Then you don't believe her story about it being a costume?
No, I don't. And I can't believe you and Miguel could either.
And you realize what you're saying, don't you? You seriously believe that Siren is an honest-to-God mermaid?
Well, I don't know, but
But what, Kate?
mark my words, Fox. There's something really fishy about that girl.
How are we gonna get into the Pope's private chambers and get the chalice if we can't even do it in the virtual reality world without getting burned or setting off a huge alarm system?
I don't know, but we'll find a way. Your very life depends on it.
I'm sorry about all this.
Yeah, it's killing me. Pretending to care about Maya when all I care about is Fancy. This mistake, it's costing me the woman I love.
Noah, it doesn't have to.
Yeah, it does. I know what I saw, Ethan. Fancy's moved on. She's in love with Luis.
Be careful, Fancy.
I will be. I don't want to get hurt or worse by Beth. I just want her caught so she'll be put away where she belongs.
Well, I wasn't really talking about your physical safety. I was talking about your heart.
Oh, well, I'll get over Noah in time. Isn't that what they always say?
I wasn't really talking about Noah.
What do you mean?
Look, I know what you're going through. You know, you fell in love with Noah and you plan to have this long, happy life together with him, and well, he blew it.
So?
So you're lonely and you're vulnerable, and my brother Luis has been your protector, and he's vulnerable, Fancy, and not to mention handsome.
Oh no, Teresa. If that's what you're thinking, you are dead wrong.
Well, ex-party girl Fancy Crane is all set to sacrifice her own safety for my brother's happiness. Now, a person only puts that much on the line for one reason. Love. You're in love with Luis.
I want Fancy dead by dawn. Have you got that?
I'd never be able to live with myself if anything happened to you.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't.
Whitney's actions could trigger an apocalypse.